we're not just running one experiment, we're running many experiments, and we're actually running it over a period of time. And so something like dislikes, we ran many experiments on that, and I understand there were people, many people, and yes, we heard loud and clear where people were unhappy with that decision, but then we also saw the impact that it was having on a lot of new creators, and and that's bad, right? Like we need to have and continue to support smaller creators and how they're growing. That's really important for the long-term health of our ecosystem.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and new information has just dropped from our overlord, our boss. If you're watching here on YouTube, I mean, I suppose you could be watching on BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey, and I appreciate you as well. But if you're here on YouTube, my boss, Susan Wojcicki, the most beautiful, talented woman on the planet, has spoken out about some of the more controversial, for example, changes that she's made to YouTube, including admitting she knew people didn't really want the dislike button removed, and more examples of exactly why it was done. Now, at the time they removed the dislike button, we knew exactly why they were doing it. They weren't doing it to help small creators from getting dogpiled. They were doing it to protect brands. Brands that spend a bunch of money advertising on their platform that were getting ratioed into oblivion. See, YouTube, unlike Twitter or TikTok, this may actually surprise you, but it's actually more kind of centrist than any other social media platform. Even maybe Facebook is more center than people like to admit to. I mean, I see it. I have a Facebook page there for the brand, and there's a lot of interaction from just regular everyday people who aren't insane. YouTube, remember when there was like these, bedroom feminists and stuff like that? They were repeatedly getting ratioed into oblivion so bad, it got so bad that basically all of them left. And now you find them hiding on TikTok, where they can get access to younger people, which is what a lot of them seemingly wanted, at least in my opinion anyway. But the real reason they removed these dislike buttons is because when brands went woke and they were advertising that, they were getting absolutely demolished in the replies. And they knew that if they were to, there was a system in place already, by the way. If you were worried about getting a lot of dislikes or negative comments, you could, as a creator, turn off the dislike button or the voting, and you could also turn off the comment section. However, brands knew that if they did that, we would know that they were afraid. We see that now. Anytime you see one of these crazy woke videos get released and they have comments and likes and dislikes disabled, you know that they know that they're going to get crushed, that they're going to get called out. And that's exactly why they did it. And Susan Wojcicki just lied to all of our faces about it. But, she made time for Ludwig, who's a relatively new YouTuber who only used the platform forever to just dump his VODs from Twitch. But yeah, let's do an interview with him. YouTube CEO says removing dislike button prevents harmful attacks. This is back in January when they did it, but she gave a new interview. So at the time she said that, even though there was a system in place where creators could just disable these things on their own. In a letter to YouTube's online community, Wojcicki acknowledged the button's removal was, quote, controversial among users and content creators, with some saying they used the dislike feature to decide what videos to watch. Yeah, everyone does that. Here's a perfect example. If you are a sports ball fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. How many freaking videos flood your homepage that say Stephen A. Smith says this and this, and they always put Stephen A.'s video or face on the video as clickbait. You click in the video, it's not Stephen A. Smith, it's some other bum at ESPN, and you would have known that if you could see the dislike button. How about DIY videos? Most of us have needed to replace an O-ring on a toilet or this or that, and we watch a YouTube video. Now you have to watch several minutes into the video before you know if it's actually helpful. Or if you're trying to fix a problem with your computer, right? You're getting a weird glitch in Warzone, and there's 10 videos that all say they know how to fix it. Well, before they remove the dislike button, you could just see, oh, this video's got 400 dislikes. It's obviously not beneficial. or this video has, 1,000 likes and 5 dislikes. This is probably the one I want to invest my time in. So removing it really made YouTube a lot less functional for people that used it. Maybe it's just a boomer thing. I don't know, but I trusted dislikes, to be honest with you, more than likes. But she, of course, said that YouTube felt, now remember that they feel this way, the dislike button was an inaccurate way to gauge quality because people dislike videos for many reasons. Sure, they do, okay? Every time I upload, there's like 7 or 8 dislikes. These are my super fans, as I would call them. But if I upload a video and it gets like 20, 30% dislikes, I know that I probably screwed up. Or at minimum, my opinion is, pushing back against maybe what the feeling of the community is. That doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, but either way, these dislikes were a indicator, that, okay, maybe I need to pay attention or there's something going on here. Well, now in a new interview, the CEO of YouTube has explained the company's controversial decision to remove the dislike button. YouTube, of course, one of the biggest websites out there, thanks to seemingly infinite amount of content. This is via comicbook.com. It's a great social media platform, blah, 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 blah. In 2021, the platform removed the dislike button from public view. The button still technically exists, but the metrics are only viewable by the creator. This resulted in YouTubers like PewDiePie expressing annoyance with the removal of the dislike button. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki discussed the matter with Ludwig Agrin. I don't know. I don't mean to disrespect him. He's a larger creator than me, but I still view him as a random Twitch streamer and a guy that used to dump his videos to YouTube. Then YouTube gave him a bunch of money, and now suddenly YouTube cares about his opinion. During the hour-long interview, she noted that the tool was unhelpful for public use and perhaps fed into some toxicity. Quote, "We knew that it was going to be controversial. We have to do what is right for the ecosystem as a whole and running the website as a whole. We have access to the data that individual creators might not have, meaning that we're looking at all the statistics of how the overall platform is performing. We're not just running one experiment, we're running many over a period of time. Dislikes, we heard loud and clear why many people were unhappy with that decision. We also saw the impact it was having on a lot of new creators, and that's bad." Child, please. You know what the number one thing, Susan, I know you're not going to listen to me because I'm not some flashy Twitch streamer who's just only cares about your platform now because you paid him $5 million up front. How about discoverability? All right. New creators would absolutely love if you gave their videos a chance to compete in the algorithm. I guarantee that would rank, I don't know, first or second overall. And the dislikes that they see on their video, probably in the low 1000s, okay? It's ridiculous. This tool already existed if your ego was so fragile that you didn't want likes and dislikes. Guys like Steve Shives have had this disabled for years because every single video would just get embarrassingly ratioed. We see this now with the Amazon's Lord of the Rings trailer. There's numerous videos. That's why I didn't cover it, but there are a lot of my colleagues that have done a good job covering how thousands, hundreds of thousands of dislikes were disappearing overnight. Comments were disappearing overnight. I'm sorry. If dislikes didn't matter, then why are you worried about getting them deleted? Why are you having them bot deleted in large swaths if they aren't helpful? And I just don't believe that Susan Wojcicki. Yeah, if you talk to Susan Wojcicki and she's only talking to people, multi-millionaire creators that don't even use YouTube, just dump their videos here, perhaps that's why she would think that way. But I'd be willing to bet if I surveyed my viewers that they would rate the dislike button on, like, let's say, tutorial, how-to, or informative videos as far, far more important than the like button. YouTube also discussed, they said, we need to support new creators and they're growing for long-term health of our ecosystem. Exactly how is a dislike button? Like, how is a dislike button going to be factor into that? New creators just want people to find their videos. She also stated that YouTube had no plans to let users toggle the dislike button for their channel. Ultimately, the dislike button did let creators know how the public felt about things. The trailer for the latest GTA 5 remaster was hit with tons of dislikes on YouTube, which may be valuable feedback to a developer like Rockstar Games, but it could be harmful or negative for a small creator. Could be. Could be. Yes, I admit it's probably soul crushing for some new creator to get like 4,000 dislikes on their video when they only get like 40 likes. Sure. However, that is not, you're taking that one random creator that can't handle the feedback and removing the value of the dislike button from the entire platform. And you're not even letting creators display it. Like, I would proudly display mine. Happily. You know, the idea that they're doing this interview, you see Susan Wojcicki discusses dislike shorts, which, you know, shorts is a disaster. It's just like, how do I say, shorts are like just a dumping ground for TikTok thoughts. And like, and if you actually try to spend time and money creating them as a creator, you make no money in return. They're literally pointless. Sure, YouTube's shoving them down all of our throats, and recommending them constantly, but I don't care about them. YouTube also plans for NFTs that will involve Content ID. Awesome, great, NFTs coming to YouTube. Who can you show me by a raise of hands who wants that? Wojcicki, quote, owns a few NFTs. She likes the potential for them. I'm sure she does. As a revenue stream for creators. No, I don't want it. I don't want anything on this platform to do with NFTs, okay? That's why she's making moves to support an ecosystem on the platform. In her appearance on the Yara, she called NFTs a, quote, important form of monetization. Yeah, it's also rife with copyright infringement. People were selling my logo on these platforms, and I had to police that. You know, these platforms don't enforce anything. They're just selling stolen goods, and there's no penalty for that. Wojcicki believes that YouTube's Content ID system sets the platform up to verify the NFTs that creators mint. It makes sense if you think about it. Sure, yes, I don't want them. I don't want NFTs. I don't want more shorts. Nobody wants more shorts, okay? You know, and ultimately, this is an embarrassing interview. All it really says is that you don't care what your actual users say. When you say, oh, we feel that this would be that, or we feel that this would be better than that, that just tells me that you're not making data-driven decisions and that you're more worried about getting likes and retweets on Twitter than your user interest. And by the way, good. All it's going to do is force more people to embrace new alternatives like Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey, and I'm here for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.